Mr. Madsen is a middle school teacher with ADHD. He's passionate about teaching, but frustrated by the rigid traditional curriculum. He finds it difficult to keep students engaged with the same old methods of lectures and worksheets. So he's finding the curriculum boring also. It's hard to teach something that you yourself find boring, but it's your job. He feels misunderstood by his colleagues and isolated in his teaching methods. Mr. Madsen has had enough. He spends hours grading papers and preparing lessons, but every class feels dull. Students are disengaged, distracted, and often zoning out. Put a one in the chat if you're a teacher and you know exactly what this teacher is talking about, what he's feeling, what he's going through. He finds himself daydreaming during lessons and losing focus, just like his students do. Like I said, it's hard to teach something that you yourself find boring or drab or uninterested in, but it's your job, it's your paycheck, it's your livelihood. One particularly hard day, he watches his class slump into their seats, defeated by another boring math lesson, and he realizes something has to change. Frustrated, Mr. Madsen starts thinking about what makes him come alive. His love for music, his love for dance, his love to be creative and explorative. Can you relate to that? How many of you are teachers or even at home school moms who you yourself love music, dance, creativity, and exploration? You can use all those things to completely change your classroom, transform learning. He remembers his childhood, how he learned through playing outside. Again, he learned through playing outside. Playing is what develops our executive function skills, especially at a young age. Okay? 2, making up songs to remember facts. Putting facts to rhythm makes it easier to remember. It makes it engaging and fun, so they will remember it longer. My son remembers songs now, and he's in his 20s, that he learned back in elementary school. They stick. They will remember it. And 3, how he loved being in nature, whether just outside, traveling. I can absolutely relate to all 3 of those, but especially the nature part being traveling. Traveling more so, yeah. He realizes that he's not just a teacher, but also a creative force waiting to break free. Okay, so what does he do? What can he do? He begins to experiment with incorporating his interest, those 3 that we just named, into his lessons, starting with using dance to teach math patterns, with using a rap for a history lesson on ancient Egypt, and creating YouTube videos for science experiments. You can create a YouTube video for each one of those and form a YouTube channel out of these different lessons. I can show you how to do that, but more on that at the end. He sets up a VR station or virtual reality station for students to explore ancient civilization, takes them on nature walks to discuss environmental science, and organizes role-play theater performances of historical events. Again, each one of those can be a lesson on YouTube, on your YouTube channel. And then you have it for the next year and the next year and the next year. Mr. Madsen's classroom becomes a vibrant, energetic space filled with music, laughter, and excitement. Students start arriving early, eager to participate in whatever adventures he's planned for the day. Now, definitely keep in mind the structure of the school. If this isn't allowed, we can discuss other options. But if it is, Be mindful of other classrooms. You don't want the music to be blasting throughout the hallways, and you don't want it to be a distraction. It's a learning tool. Once it becomes a distraction, it's ineffective. Okay? Learning becomes a nonstop journey with each lesson building on the next, making every subject feel like part of an ongoing story. The students' grades improve. That's one of the most important things. When you engage the brain in unique creative ways, their grades will improve. It didn't take a lot for him to do this, just some creative, out of the box thinking, doing something different, something to stimulate their brains, engage them in the learning. But more importantly, their enthusiasm and curiosity for learning skyrockets, which is what I just said. They began to feel like they're part of something bigger, something fun and engaging and meaningful. That's what holds the brain's attention. It's got to be engaging and stimulating to them. You're dealing with so many types of different students nowadays, neurodivergent students, traumatized students, just all kinds of different minds that are in these rooms. You got to be able to get through all of that. Let them know that they're safe in this space so they can learn. Because that's the key. You've got to get through and let them know they're safe first. Their minds have to feel safe first so the body can relax and they can learn. Even students who were once shy or disengaged find themselves excited to contribute. One student who struggles with math becomes the lead in a math-themed dance routine, while another creates a video about the water cycle that goes viral among their peers. Again, create the YouTube videos and you can put them on your social media pages, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And you don't have to put the whole lesson. You can chop it up into little bits and feed it to them that way. Chunking is what they call it. At the end of the year, Mr. Madsen organizes a learning adventure night where parents, teachers, and students come together to watch performances, participate in VR experiences, and listen to the music and videos created throughout the year. See, you have that library of learning forever because YouTube videos, they're forever. Once you create that video and upload it, it's on YouTube forever. Unless you do something to get banned, then that's a whole nother situation, but you shouldn't be having that issue. The night is a huge success. His colleagues, once skeptical, began to recognize how much the students have learned through Mr. Madsen's creative approach. Again, you got to find a way to engage them. Just the typical boring teaching from the book does not work. I can tell you that from experience. I can tell you that from my son's experience. I used to feel bored and didn't know why. It was boring. It was monotonous. I'm like, especially when I got to college, I could have stayed in my dorm room and just read this and tried to figure it out if you're just going to regurgitate the text. It's not teaching me anything. It's not helping me to understand what I've already read. And my son would say the same thing. He's bored. But that's what he was trying to tell me. Whatever was being taught was either overwhelming or wasn't making sense to his brain. That's what it all boils down to. The lessons you're teaching has to make sense to their brains. I hear teachers always say every student learns differently. Well, how come you haven't adopted the concept that they have to be taught differently? Yeah, I know. Because of the school curriculum. Okay, well, you can teach it differently. Yes, you have a set curriculum, but they don't tell you how to teach it. That's where your creativity comes in. Mr. Madsen, now known for transforming his classroom, reflects on how far he's come. His frustration has turned into empowerment, and he realizes that the unique skills he once thought of as distractions, which are his creativity, his energy, and his ADHD, have become his great teaching tools. He looks out at his students who are excited to continue learning and smiles, knowing he's found the perfect rhythm for teaching. Put a I get it in the chat if you can relate to this story, if you can relate to how he's feeling, relate to wanting to use your own creativity to transform your classroom, but you don't know how or where to even begin. Let me know if this resonates for you on any level, because this is a game changer. If you can adapt this in some way, make it your own. Leave your comments. Thank you so much for staying and listening all the way to the end. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. I'm going to keep doing videos like this. If you find it helpful, turn on the notification bell and click all so you don't miss any. If you have questions that you want to get ideas about, put it in the chat also. Let me know, and I can make a video about it to give you some ideas of how to and what to do. Or, like I said earlier, you can reach out to me and set up a schedule. We can do a conference call and do some brainstorming of ideas. Or if you just want me to just do it for you, that's an option as well. Okay, so that's the video for today. You guys have a great day. Again, subscribe, comment, like, share. Definitely send this to any stay-at-home moms who are homeschooling, teachers, staff, even the school board. We're changing the game, teachers. We are changing the game. Have a great day.